Chemistry is a study of matter, so the general area of chemistry looks at all aspects of organic chemistry, which is the study of carbon-containing compounds, inorganic chemistry, which is all the rest, and then physical chemistry, which is looking at kinetics and equilibria and relationships between molecules. Chemistry is a central science, and we have fantastic facilities that have been refurbished over the last number of years at UCD. So an undergraduate students would have access to top-of-the-range, state-of-the-art undergraduate laboratories with loads of new experiments all the way from first year through to third year. And then in their final year, they carry out a final year project with one of the academic staff over about a 16-week period. And that's a really great part of the program where they really get to understand and use all of the experimental technique that they've gained over the last number of years, and all of the theory comes together, and finally they're like young researchers.
When I started at UCD, I was about 90% sure that I wanted to do chemistry. So I was able to do a common entry science route and be able to try a couple of different sciences and kind of get a broad experience of science as a whole and get an appreciation of what it means to be a scientist in general and what other sciences have to offer. So I did a bit of physics and maths. It was good to be able to try those out and see what's on offer. Well, chemistry as a general discipline is really hands-on in nature. So of course there's loads of lab work. It takes a while to build up that skill set. So there's quite a heavy emphasis as a chemistry student on doing labs and learning all these different techniques. And it's really cool, you know, there's not many other kind of disciplines where what's kind of both very conceptual in nature, but also very hands-on. So going into a chemistry lab in general is about actually seeing these concepts that you learn in class in action and, of course, improving your practical skills.
One of the more important things about studying chemistry at UCD is that, first of all, the lecturers who will lecture to you are themselves internationally renowned researchers. So they're working on their own research programs all the way through organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, but also at the interface with physics, at the interface with biology. So they're really at the cutting edge of their science. And their lectures will be research informed. So you're not just getting standard textbook lectures, you're really getting the lectures by the people who are, in a sense, almost will be writing the textbooks, or indeed will be researching the areas that will be written about in textbooks. So they're really at the cutting edge, and that's really one of the most important things about University College Dublin. It's a research-intensive university, but it uses all the research that it does. The lecturers then bring their information and their knowledge and their expertise into the lecture programs themselves.
Ironically, as much as I love being in the lab and learning all this stuff in the lectures, I actually really do like lunchtime. There's such a huge community spirit, and most people would take their lunch around the same time, and there's so many places you could sit down and catch up with friends, have a coffee.
Study abroad and even internships are a really important feature of the degree programs at UCD in science. Typically, students are in their third year either take one semester abroad, and they can go to America, they can go to Europe, they can go to Australia, or they can take the full year, 2 semesters abroad.
Yeah, well, something I've definitely learned by doing this degree is that chemists are needed everywhere. And there's loads of places that you wouldn't even think needs chemists, such as forensics, formulation science, even environmental protection. And I think that's really great that we can have that skill set that can actually provide something to these sectors.
I think one of the key characteristics of students that succeed within the chemistry program at UCD is they have an interest in the subject. And if you're interested in something, you don't mind working hard at it, and certainly what you put in, you will get out. So the harder you work at something, the more you will get out of the degree program itself.